So I'm Edgar Vargas. I'm an orientation mobility specialist and a teacher of students with vision impairments. I'm here with Mindy Jones. She has a son, Maddox, who is one of my students, and we wanted to talk to you a little bit about him and his experiences with his toddler cane. And he got his toddler cane before we even met, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which was about probably...
Two and a half is when the cane came.
Yeah, 2.5, and so I met him right when he was transitioning to 3. So it was pretty close to the beginning. Tell me what he was like.
Basically was born with a syndrome that we didn't realize that was there. And so we kind of got thrown everything at us at one time, but it was many systems that were involved medically. And he ended up being in the NICU for quite a bit of time. He is very small for his age, and he ended up having cleft, feeding issues. There's quite a few different things that were going on with him. And then the vision was the other thing, because we noticed he wasn't opening his eyes quite a bit. They looked at him, and then they figured out that he had colobomas of the eyes, and then he had microphthalmia. And so he was either going to have vision impairment or be blind. They weren't real sure on what was going to happen. We are a family of 5, so we have, he has 2 other older siblings. And so, with that experience, we kind of were like, okay, what can we do to get Maddox the help that he needed? So he was definitely in the swing a lot, laying down a lot. And I think that was, a worry for us, because we were always going to hinder him, with development and growth. About right around 2 years old is when he started working with some of the specialists at the home. And with PT, we ended up trying to figure out ways to get him to go and move about, because he definitely was sitting more, he was scooting, he never really crawled, he didn't want to use his hands, and I think part of that was because of the vision impairment, because he wanted to use his hands to see, more or less. And so we started looking into researching, and that's how we found the cane. And I reached out to them, and then from then on is when we got the cane and started working with different vision specialists before.
So what was your experience getting started with Safe Toddles?
We just had to fill out the paperwork, and they actually were very helpful when it came down to looking at the videos and seeing where his what things that he was doing that we could help out and work on, and how she felt like he really, and she is Grace, help with using the toddler cane. And so once we got going with it, and then they were able to send us the toddler cane, and we kept sending in videos, she definitely helped out with trying to figure out ways to make it easier for us, because it definitely, there's a lot of benefits, but there's also, it's hard with the little toddler that doesn't want to do that,
Yeah, well, the thing I noticed was Safe Toddles is very student-centered or child-centered.
Correct.
It's not something where it's, here's our product and it's done. Here's our product. It's like, let's see how this fits into your life and with your child.
Yes.
And so I really appreciated that aspect. Can you tell me about some of those changes and some of the benefits?
Yes. I think with Maddox, it was definitely more challenging in the beginning, and part of that was because he does have some vision. So they call it get-around vision. So he can get around and he can see different things, and he definitely sees motion, but he still runs into stuff. And so I was always concerned that for his safety, and especially when we're in different environments or new environments. New environments are harder for him. He would definitely get more confidence with the cane on. It was a struggle at first because he didn't want to have it on, and then he would use it kind of like walking sideways and just doing stuff that, because I think it was just something new for him.
Right, and he doesn't quite understand
he
what's
didn't understand,
purpose.
Yeah. So once we started getting used to using it more often, I definitely would see that he would gain his confidence, he would be able to use his hands more, he could track along walls and kind of, get more information out of his environment. And then it took a little bit of time, but once, we practiced with him a lot more, he definitely was understanding, when he hit something, or he would slow down, and then that would make it to where it would be definitely more safe for him and better for him.
When you say confidence, what do you really mean when he was gaining confidence? confidence?
Well, he would kind of whine a little bit more, wanting to like be picked up, because he definitely was, held a lot and everything. And like I said, he just didn't want to stand or walk around too much. But he definitely got more confident about being out and about. And as he got older and stronger and bigger too, he actually was running with it on more than, just walking around. So that's why I think with the confidence and the fact now it's like, it's not a fight for him to wear it. You know what I mean? Like he definitely wants it now, especially in new places.
Oh yeah, and he'll walk up. And the thing is, he loves to walk. He has a communication system where on his wall in his classroom, he's always, when I come in the room, he's going up to the wall, grabbing his symbol, bringing it to me, wanting to go. And I think that is, one of the biggest wins with it is that he wants to go, he wants to move.
Yes.
And with that movement, it's not a support device, but you do notice that grounding effect, and his balance and confidence has improved because of that with the balance.
Yes.
The balance piece of it.
Correct.
The other thing that I noticed is that when he's traveling now, he's not glued to his feet. His vision is not glued to his feet. He's up and about and checking out the things around him, which is fantastic. And so he's actually using the cane all the time because his vision is elsewhere, and he's detecting things like there's the post, the jam between the double doors, in his hallway. There are chairs. There's some different things that he's finding along the way.
It definitely would give him more confidence in those new environments. He doesn't have the hesitation. And then, he gets that feedback, and it honestly would make me feel more comfortable and more safe to just let him roam and be a kid, because before I'd be like, don't fall, don't get hurt. But, he did really good with it and then, keeping his vision up, because he does still try to look around. And so if he's down, he's going to run into stuff a lot easier with it, without it.
He's people-centered, so he's searching for people a lot.
Yes.
With his, say he were given and we have one for him for probing around and doing some similar things, but a standard white cane, do you think he would hold it on his own?
Not at all. Not at all. He definitely wants to use his hands more, and he doesn't have that strength. I mean, we work with OT, PT, everything. He just doesn't have that strength. So that cane is definitely helpful because it's on him rather than him having to really use a cane or standard cane.
Part of him rather than him being active to use.
Exactly. And the other really good benefit with it too is that he really learned how to use stairs and be able to climb them up them, because he used to just crawl all the time around them. And, it was kind of scary for us, but now he's super comfortable with stairs, and it's because of all the practice that we did with cane.
And he's confident going downstairs as well, not just the up. Downstairs, correct. He's not. He is on the shorter side.
Oh yeah.
He's on the smaller side.
Oh yeah.
And so stairs take a little bit of effort, and because of that, he was scooting down.
Oh yeah.
He was just. It takes a lot of effort. Plus, he didn't have a lot of information about the steps, and with the cane, he's gotten so used to it and being able to understand what's below him on the stairs that it's really fun to watch him kind of move independently towards stairs. You're not worried about him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's going to go. He's going to figure it out. He's going to grab that handrail and go.
Exactly.
Down. Tell me about that experience and how you might talk to a new family. Okay. What kind of things would you tell them about your experience and Maddox's experience?
I truly believe that with the toddler clinic, especially, and it doesn't matter if they're completely blind or if they have a vision impairment, it is something that definitely is beneficial for any child that has any type of vision issues. And I would definitely recommend it as early as possible, because the earlier that you get going with that motor and that skill, the better they're going to be as they grow older.
Right.
So I definitely, and I really think that company is such a great company to work with, especially if you don't have that support, within your community, right. With the vision specialist, because it took us a little bit of time to get you involved with him. And so, to get them to basically start moving, especially with kids that are, completely blind, they are scared to move. You know what I mean? They don't have that confidence at all, whereas he was more confident than most kids in the beginning, but it gave him better confidence and better safety, basically.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah, I definitely would recommend it for any family.
And I really appreciate that the aspect that you mentioned about the support, because it can feel really lonely.
Oh, very.
It's a low incidence disability. You have to kind of seek out services at times,
Yes.
and you have to be a good advocate. So to have
Absolutely.
more people on your side can be a very reassuring.
Oh, yes,
reassuring.
for sure.
So.
And Grace is great on communicating with you and trying to look at the videos and trying to help as much as possible. So that was nice.
Well, thanks for sharing everything about Maddox and being open about your situation too. Sometimes it's it's a lot to talk about. There are a lot of things going on. So we appreciate you taking the time and being able to help others too.
Thank you.
To get a pediatric belt cane for your child, go to safetoddles.org/obtain cane. Safe Toddles is a nonprofit bringing safety to blind mobility.